So, Chase, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. How's your day so far?
My day's been pretty good. I woke up and I dropped my dog off at the vet, and he was like so sad to leave me. It was kind of it was
Oh,
kind of sad. He was like shaking a little bit. He didn't want to go in the door. He just knows like when I'm dropping him off to go to like go somewhere. He
what
knows.
kind of dog is it?
I have two dogs. So I just did we all just get that or just me?
Yeah, you might want to turn your. I didn't get it.
Just got an Amber Alert. That was weird. So I have two dogs now. I just got a puppy that's a King Charles Cavalier, but her hair doesn't really grow too much. But I have a Pomeranian who needs to get cut like every month,
Oh, wow.
and so I just brought him to the groomers today, and yeah,
A
he's
lot of maintenance.
a lot of maintenance, but I don't know. I can't tell if he likes it because afterwards he has this big smile on his face, but when I drop him off, he's like, "Don't leave me, Dad."
Oh,
But
yeah,
good start to the morning. I woke up pretty early, had some good breakfast.
great,
Yeah.
great, great.
Now we're here.
So, you were born in Stockton, California. Did you
Mhm.
grow up there as well, or?
Yeah, I grew up in Stockton. I was born in Livermore, which is the East Bay, and
Isn't that
well,
where they like created the nuclear bomb or something?
oh
Livermore
God, dude,
Labs.
I don't know. They've got some crazy buildings and crazy shit's probably gone down in the Bay Area. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna lie,
yeah, yeah.
but I'm not sure. So I have a lot of family out there. My both sets of my grandparents are one's in Dublin and one's in San Ramon, and then I was born in Livermore. My parents wanted to move to Stockton to raise their kids and become teachers, and so they moved out there when my sister was like 7, and yeah, we've been there ever since.
Is your sister older or younger than you?
I have a sister that's 7.5 years older than me, and I have a sister that's 2 years older than me, and yeah, so I'm the youngest of the family.
That's awesome. Me too. I've got 3 older sisters.
Really?
Yeah,
It's honestly nice having older sisters because
yeah,
they give you like such a different lens to look at life through. You know, how you dress, how you look, how you talk,
totally.
give you great advice, great relationship advice, can help
Hmm.
you guide you through life in like a different way than having an older brother.
You're still really close with them?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
tight with my sisters. I love them.
Now, how long ago did you move down to LA?
I moved to LA when I was 17, and I started coming to LA when I was 16, but I started to make more money and get a manager and like try to figure everything out while I was here. So by the time I turned 18, I could start doing music and like do what I actually came to LA for.
So, but as I think it's impressive that you're like one of the co-founders of, was it the Hype House?
Yeah,
I mean, for somebody, when you're 18 or something, like, it seems entrepreneurial.
it
I guess,
was.
yeah,
It was honestly something that we did just on a limb. We were like, let's do something fun. It doesn't seem like anything exciting's going on TikTok, and that was the space that I really started in. And I had a lot of friends in the space, and so it felt like something that could really like get a conversation started, and also just show like what it means to have friends on social media and all of like the different friendships and relationships that kind of came out of it. It was just like it was hectic. It was just a spiral of information because there were so many people and there was so many houses and like things going on. So it kept me busy, but after a while I realized that I was more of a like introvert, and so it took me like a year of being there to be like, okay, I need to separate myself. I need to go off and do my own thing. And when I went and did my own thing, it became the center focus of what the Hype House was on this Netflix reality show. It was just kind of like weird that they were targeting me for switching my career paths
mm,
and trying to become a musician, which is something that you'd think like your friends would be proud of you for, right?
right,
Like you
sure,
like yeah, like you're doing your thing, you're going chasing your dream, like no pun intended because my name's Chase, but you'd think it'd be something that they would support you for, and like they made it around like how it was this bad thing, this bad move. My friends moved from West Hollywood where we were originally, and I was like, cool, like I like living
hmm
in West Hollywood, but if you guys they moved to I think it's called Moore Park. I don't even know the name of the city, but I think it's called Moore Park, and that's like an hour ways away from LA. And I was already like 6 months into like putting all of my time into music, and so I told them I don't think it's smart for me to live there because an hour and a half
Yeah.
drive every day just to go to the studio every day was already a challenge within itself. So honestly I met them halfway. I moved to Encino, and I was like, okay, I'm 30 minutes from you guys, but I'm also
Hmm.
30 minutes from my studio. And then they never asked me to hang out. And like the only times we really ever saw each other was making this Netflix reality show. And so like it just like slowly diluted all of our friendships and like made it this really like sour thing when it was something that I was so excited to be a part of.
Yeah. I guess it happens, sometimes you grow out of friendships.
I know, like so many people grew out of it and went into doing their own things, and like I'm really proud of like what it became because there was so many people that found what they really loved doing through the opportunity that was what Hype House was at first, and just kind of like seeing it like fall apart. You had to like take a step back and figure out what you want for yourself as well.
That's awesome. How did you first start getting into music? Did you start playing guitar, or did you just like how'd you do it?
Dude, honestly, I had never sang on a microphone before, and I was like, I just need to try it. I need to see what it sounds like. I need to see what kind of vibe I could bring to the studio. I never had really sung. I'd never really played a guitar. I would just sing with my dad. My dad plays like 30 instruments, something
Really?
like that.
Wow.
Yeah, he teaches guitar and ukulele and all these things just to like kids in elementary school.
That's
Um,
awesome. I didn't know that.
yeah, and so like I would just sing with him. My uncle was in a progressive rock band. Like my whole family is just like singers, so that's like what we would do when we get together and have like family get-togethers. We'd sing and play on the piano and do all these like musical things. And we have our own happy birthday song that my great grandpa he was a composer. Um, he put together this happy birthday song that our family like still does every single birthday, which is so funny.
That's cool. Um, how did you come up with the name Huddy?
I came up with the name Huddy. It was originally a nickname by my dad, because my dad's nickname was Huddy.
Mm.
And the last name Hudson uh, comes from, the origin of it comes from being Huddy's son, and there wasn't a last name in place. So they just named him Hudson. And so my dad, knowing this fact as a little kid,
Hmm.
came and ran with it and was just like, called Huddy his whole life. He was Huddy, and me being his son, he just kind of found Lil Huddy as like a fitting nickname for me. And then
Now it makes sense.
when
Yeah,
I
yeah,
turned
yeah.
20, I was like, I think it's time to drop the Lil and just be Huddy.
Yeah. So last time I saw you, I think was for the cover shoot for Marvin magazine.
Hmm.
So you've been developing like a lot more musically since that time, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
much more. I've been working on new music ever since I did my first project. I've been like preparing for how I want it to start and how I want it to kind of evolve.
Hmm.
Right now, I'm in like the starting process of showing you guys what I've been working on the last couple of years, and there's just so much music. I've been spending like most of my time just being in the studio and like thinking of like different ideas and how to top myself and how to like um, evolve and just have a completely new sound than what people are used to from me, and how I can uh, bring myself out of the bubble where I started and just try new things.
So do you write most of your music, or do you
Yeah.
co-write, or how
Hmm.
does that work?
I write pretty much everything. I feel like it's such a part of making music for me. I have to be in the studio and I have to write it. I feel like taking a pitch song is like writing something that isn't completely you. And if I were to like say I were to take a pitch song, I'd rewrite 95% of it.
Right.
And but that's just not me. I like to build things from scratch. I like to have an idea and references and a title and all of these things that I'm very like nerdy about when I go to the studio, and having the full process together is like what does it for me, because then I know I'm being completely authentic to like all of my ideas and like what my vision is for myself, because some people don't have it like in a full circle, you know, and I want to make sure like top to bottom that I completely understand what I'm going for. And I feel like if you don't write your music, you might have a little bit of like a loose connection with your own music. And I like to stay really connected with it. Like listen to it on the drive here, listen to it every day, listen to it in the shower, on the speaker, like anywhere I go. It's just
Who are some of your musical heroes?
I got a few. Big one of mine's Lenny Kravitz, and I just did a music video with him.
I was going to ask you about that. How was that?
It was incredible. I got there on the second day, so I wasn't able to see Lenny, but I've met him a few times, and the first time I met him, I was just like, dude, you're fucking awesome. You're one of the
Yeah.
coolest people I know. I love your style. I love your taste in houses. I watched
Yeah.
all of these videos about you. I love your music. You're just a really cool person. You're a great inspiration. And like told him that to his face, and that's something I don't do with anyone. Like I don't
Yeah.
tell anyone like that they inspire me or that they, because I don't want to be like this weird guy. But if you are Lenny Kravitz and you are continuously cool throughout your whole life, and you wake up and you
Crazy.
put on the coolest thing in your closet, and it's like that's the coolest thing to me. Like he's just has such a way with style and words, and just like I don't know, man. I don't know how he does it, but he's just a legend to me.
Yeah, he's awesome. I met him one time. I met him in a recording studio, and he was super cool. And I told him that I photographed Zoe for a cover of Nylon before,
Wow,
and so we connected on that. And he's like, "I love that cover." And
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
that's so
It was
sweet,
cool.
dude. No, man. I remember seeing Zoe and Batman. I was like, that's how I found out Zoe. Like Lenny Kravitz had a daughter. I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. No, he's just a whole different breed of cool. Like,
Yeah.
and he's been cool his whole life. He's like never
Totally.
aged, never
Yeah.
never switched up. And also the new music that he's putting out is pretty fire too. Like,
Yeah,
he's just
totally.
always progressing.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's really inspiring to me, because like seeing like your hero be able to live such a long life, and then like take if you want to take a 5-year break from music, come back, just kill it again. Like what, dude? Not many people are able to do that these days.
Yeah. I saw Devin Ross the other night play. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's
Mm-mm.
his guitar player's daughter.
Okay, yeah, I've met his
Craig
band.
Ross. Yeah, yeah.
I met his band because the first time I saw him, I wasn't able to really say what's up to him, but I saw him in St. Bart's, and he played right before Drake, which is a really weird combination, but it was for UNICEF, and they were like doing this big auction of like paintings and all this crazy shit, cars, like Elvis's motorcycle, like and then I saw Lenny Kravitz. I got up on my chair, and I was the only one singing and dancing every lyric. Then I met his band. Right after that, we went to a bar that the Starks had rented out, and getting to meet his whole band and everybody there, I'm just like, dude, these guys just breathe
They're cool,
music,
right?
and they're just so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lenny was wearing glasses on stage the whole time. He couldn't see anything. He's just like, yeah, and I still do what I do. Still play the guitar.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's
Crazy.
amazing. Yeah. Who else besides Lenny? Who else do you?
I have a couple more. Vic from Pierce the Veil. I'm a really
Yeah.
huge fan of Pierce the Veil. I've always been a big fan of Bowie.
Yeah, me too.
Been a big fan of Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, I like a lot of the older rock bands. I haven't been able to kind of dive into like the lore of like why they're famous, how they did it. Just been like a big fan of music in general, especially
Yeah.
like classic rock, dude. I love Bon Jovi. I love Kiss.
Have you watched any of that documentary series on Bon Jovi?
No.
There's a new
I-
one. I think it's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty interesting.
No, that's so sick.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
it's good. Yeah.
I shot a music video yesterday for my buddy's Palaye Royale, and they had a bunch of people kind of sing their song for them, and they had a few different bands and like a few of their friends, and they just brought all their friends out and shot a music video. It was directed by my friend Modson.
Yeah. He just did the podcast.
He did?
Actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, he's such a humble guy, such a sweet guy.
Yeah. He's a great guy.
And yeah, getting catch up with him was really cool. and then we just went out there and we killed it. And my neck's a little hurt from yesterday because Remington's such like a crazy performer when he's live. I want to see him live when he performed with Youngblood in New York. And dude, I was just immediately like, "What, dude?
Yeah,
What?
he's
What is
talented.
this band?" And I met them at when we were young. I always thought they were from London. Like I thought they were Youngblood's boys from London. Like they just like came up together, kind of a thing. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, dude, where are you guys from?" They're like Vegas. I'm like, "What?" So I was so like interested in like how they have like such a interesting style, such a European style, and like also in the way that he makes music too. He also sounds a little British, and
Yeah.
he's got a little bit of an accent to him, but it's just the way he sings. It's not even the way that he talks. But it's like it's really interesting to see people so artistic and into it, and just all about it as they are. And it's like very inspiring to be around them and be their friends.
Yeah. No, I know them. I did a project with them before.
I think they were.
They were in
Correct
one
me
of,
if I'm wrong. Were they in the same magazine that we did?
they might have been in the same issue. Yeah.
I
I mean,
think so.
they've been in Marvin. And then I did like one of these sound and driven video series that I did with Porsche, and we did one with Palaye Royale, and it came out great.
Oh my gosh.
And Chris
That's
Grady
awesome.
was in it. Do you know Chris?
Mm-mm.
He produced their last record.
Cool.
He's really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Was Ash Stymist in the video by any chance?
No.
No. Do you know Ash?
Mm-mm.
He's like another sort of mutual friend of like the Play guys and whatnot.
There was a few people there. There was Chase Atlantic. There was Royal and the Serpent, and Mod Sun and Rook, MGK's drummer, and yeah, there was a lot of like familiar faces. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, get a little bit of a
Yeah.
emo reunion that day.
We just shot MGK for the next cover, actually.
Really, how did it
Yeah.
turn out?
Turned out great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I haven't seen his new work. It's pretty
Yeah.
good, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I know you're going to play Lollapalooza this year.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
I'm so excited for it because my first festival I did was when we were young, and that was with like a crowd that I was so familiar with. Whereas like this festival for Lollapalooza, it's just like every genre just getting together to go kick ass on like the same stages, and it's kind of like the East Coast the East Coast Coachella.
Yeah.
And so it's really exciting to kind of see what it's all about. I've never been to Lollapalooza, but I've heard such great things about it. And like after I announced it, I got like texts from my friends that have been. They're like, "Dude, what? Like this is the coolest thing you've ever done." And I'm like, I don't even know the caliber of how crazy it is yet. And so like I can't wait to play more festivals just to kind of understand more and more. But like, dude, festivals are a huge deal. I'm a little
Yeah.
nervous.
You'll be great.
Yeah.
You'll be great. Have you put your band together yet?
No, we got our band together. It's gonna be sick. We got our boy Tosh, who's Jaden's drummer, and we got our boy Amin, who's my guitarist, and we have a new bassist as well.
Cool.
It's gonna be cool.
And do you play guitar live as well, or?
Nah, I have my guitars.
Yeah.
I'm a bum with staying consistent and like trying to learn it. I want to learn guitar really bad, and one thing I realized is all you got to do is play every day.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. And like without that, you might like struggle a little bit. But you just gotta stick to it.
Yeah.
And I also got a piano. I want to learn how to play piano. That's another one of my favorite instruments. I want to learn it all because one day I want to be able to play it all live. But I also have like a very different energy in the way I perform that I like to be so involved with the crowd, where it feels like singing is just like something that is so important to me, just because it's if I were to be playing an instrument, I'd be really involved with the instrument and like what I'm trying to do, because it's timing, it's making sure everything's correct, it's hitting the correct places. Whereas like singing, I just love to like just get in people's faces and hug the crowd and like be one on one and like fucking with everybody. Like that's like my favorite part about performing is the people.
Do you watch like other performers, singers and front people?
Absolutely. All I see on my TikTok is just performers.
Yeah.
People performing live. I love to see people that just make a crowd lose their mind. And I study the way that they bring energy to performing and how they like get people riled up, and I fucking love it. I watched like 1,000,001 clips of the festival Sick New World that just came out.
I'm aware of it. Who all played in it again? It was
it was a lot
it
of
was
people.
like Poppy and
Poppy, Slipknot, Knocked
Slipknot,
Loose, like
yeah.
fucking everybody, dude. They had the guy, I forget the guy's name. He sang all the songs from The Nightmare Before Christmas, and they had brought him to that festival.
Really?
Which is really cool. And they had like a whole music group playing with him too. It's the
That's
coolest
so
thing I've ever
cool.
seen.
Huh. Have you seen Slipknot before?
No, but I'm actually gonna go with my sister and my sister's husband this year. Like, later this year, I'm gonna see him live for the first time.
Pretty insane.
I know. I'm like, do I get pit or do I get regular seats? Should I be scared?
Yeah, it can be scary. When I saw them like from the side of the stage and like
The crowd's just going ape shit, right?
ape shit, and then one of the guys, I think it was Clown, like started walking towards me, and it was scary, man. I've never been scared at a like rock concert before, but that was
I honestly think
interesting.
I think the anger from metal bands fuels me, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I'm pretty sure that's something that everyone that listens to metal like can agree
Yeah.
and understand. Like, yeah, like that's how you're supposed to feel. You're supposed to feel good when you listen to music like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it scares a lot of people away. I would say, like a
Well,
lot
I mean,
of people are like,
it's
holy
the
shit.
mass. It's the mass. I mean, but I loved it at the same time.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it was
it's honestly
awesome.
it's really cool. But also, I had like my first, you know, icebreaker with like trying to listen to metal music when I went to when we were young. When I did my first festival, tried to watch like every set, and I was like, this is it.
Yeah,
Metal is the shit.
it's a lot of energy. Yeah.
I watched like A Day to Remember. They're fucking incredible. I watched Knocked Loose because my assistant was like, dude, you gotta watch this band. I was just like, I don't know, I've never heard of them. Like, I know their one song, and then I went there. I was just blown away by them. So now I'm like a big fan of them. And yeah, I got to see Mike Chem first time. It was
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
How were they out
They
there?
were awesome.
Yeah.
They were really cool. Like the bands there just showed up with so much energy because it's like the first time we had like something that felt like Warped Tour in a long time.
How big did they have? Like
Oh,
70,000 people or something?
more,
More.
like probably like
Wow.
120.
Wow.
It was a big festival.
That's awesome.
I played right before We the Kings, and I got to meet them, and they fucking crushed it too. Like, dude, like there's just even like meeting the people there for like 5 seconds. It's just like, these are my people, man. Like,
Yeah.
they're just so cool, so sweet and down to earth. And
A lot of camaraderie, right? Yeah, that's cool. So what about producers? Did you work with a producer on this new record?
yeah, I've worked with a couple producers in this new record. I started working with this guy, Omega, who's a beast at making pop synths and like mixing it with alternative, but also having like just something that you wouldn't expect from yourself kind of come out of you when you're in the studio. Another guy that I started working with is this producer, Matt Squire, who's like a legend in the space. And we made a song called 21. And
Yeah, it's a great
dude,
song. I listened to it on the way over here.
oh, sick, man! It was an instant hit. That was what we made the first day. Like, we start and finished it, and we are just like, that's it. That's a hit. We don't even need to touch it.
Yeah.
And we didn't. We sent it to get mixed and mastered right away. And then Mugshot I made with Martin Johnson from Boys Like Girls. We made that song over Zoom, and we finished it in LA. And that was just such a fun process as well. Being able to like do something over Zoom, something I hadn't done since like the beginning of COVID, but they were doing like a writing camp in Nashville, and so like being able to finish it in the studio in LA just felt
Yeah.
like a full circle moment.
Besides music, you're like big into fashion, seems like.
Super big into fashion.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's such a fun way to express yourself. Like you don't have to keep yourself in one box in fashion. You can
Hmm.
always try something new. You can always fit like whatever vibe you're going for that day, whatever city you're going to. You know, like I like to just pair things with where I'm at and like what I'm doing, and like whatever that comes to mind like in that moment. You know, and like that's what's so fun about fashion is it's never going to be just one thing. No one should just have one staple look. I think everyone should have like 30 different ways to go about their own individual style. And I think that's what,
Hmm.
keeps you in tune with trying new things and like opening that perspective of what else you want to try is by having the options to like try new things. And a lot of that, uh, for me comes from thrifting. Like I really love to thrift and go to flea markets and
Hmm.
really find the stuff that um, speaks to me, and I'm always on a hunt to find like good band tees. I have a ridiculous collection of T-shirts,
Like that
and
Iron Maiden shirt, like, is that a vintage?
yeah, this is a single stitch vintage from the '80s.
Did you
Uh,
spend like $300 on
Somewhere between like 2 and 3, yeah.
it? I love that.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. I probably have like 40 of their T-shirts,
Yeah.
but I have like maybe like 1,200 T-shirts, I think.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Damn.
and it's all graphics. Like there's that, and then I have like 10 white T-shirts, 10 black T-shirts, and then 1,000 graphic tees. And it just comes from being able to show your personality through your
Hmm.
style. It's bands I like, it's movies I like, it's TV shows, like comics, all of those things. Like just showing you what you like, you know?
I know people like bring you out to Paris and Milan for fashion shows and so forth.
hmm
Um, do you ever walk the shows, or have you ever
I
done that?
I'm actually like I'm thinking about it, you know.
Yeah.
I want to start doing runway, but I got to build up the confidence for it and like know when I'm ready.
Hmm.
I haven't walked a show yet, but I've been to a couple now. I just went to a Michael Kors show. I've been signed with Dior for 3 years now.
Yeah, I saw
So
that you're a Dior person.
yeah, I'm a Dior boy. So I've been going to their shows. We've gone to Paris together. They did a show in Venice. Um, Yeah, the first show I did with them was in London. So that was like the one and only time I've been there. Yeah, no, they've been super exciting to work with, and
What's your coolest Dior piece?
my coolest Dior piece, um, I have to say it was like something I own or
Yeah,
something I've
yeah,
worn.
yeah.
Oh,
Something that you
something
own.
that I own. Um, I would say I have the. I don't. This isn't something that I got from them, but I have the Jordan X Dior collaboration, and those shoes are worth like $15,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
it's it's nuts. I had a like sneakerhead time in my life where I was really into that, and that was before I had worked with Dior. But Dior is always one of my favorite like high end fashion brands, and so now that I work with them, I'm just like, oh, this is awesome. Like I already liked everything you guys did anyway, but like now we're doing this together. Like this is sick.
And are you like buddies with Kim Jones?
Not yet. He's kind of the guy, you know. Hey, you'll see him after the show. You have like a little, "What's up?" and then like, he's like, "Okay, cool, guys. I'm flying out." now."
He's a talented dude.
He's talented, you know,
Yeah,
busy ass man. He's
yeah,
busy,
yeah.
but you gotta respect him, you know. But I'm
Absolutely.
super good friends with everyone on the Dior team. They're so sweet, and every time I go out and do something with them or like go to a show. Like we make sure to like set a little bit of time aside to catch up, get drinks or lunch or something,
Hmm.
um, and like that's on top of them already having to like put together and do the whole show, and like that's where all of their time is focused, you know. But they'll always take some time to just have downtime with you, which is something that I think is like really respectable, because you do a fitting with them, then you walk out and you're like, I'm not sure if they like me, like, and then they're like, nah, like let's go get a drink, like let's make sure we're having a good time, you know, like you just landed, like let's go have fun.
That's nice.
And so it's like nice to be able to do that with people and be just like in such good hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you enjoy seeing runway shows?
I love it. I love seeing
they're
runway
cool.
shows, because no two shows are the same,
Yeah.
and it's always a competition to beat your last show and to
Mm-hmm.
try something out of the box and different. And it's something I love to keep up with. I love to watch all the shows that
Yeah.
happen, even if I don't attend. I love to go and watch them back on YouTube, just to kind of see the new things that people are doing in fashion, and like what the moments are from each and every show.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to kind of like get new inspiration. The fashion world's always moving and always doing something new, so
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
good to keep in tune with it.
Yeah. I used to go to all those fashion shows when I had nylon.
Which one was your favorite?
I saw a John Galliano show one time that was fucking insane.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I saw Tom Ford Gucci show back in the day.
But that was
And
crazy.
the Alexander McQueen show, like
Mhm.
in New York, with like rain and just like crazy,
That's so
crazy
sick.
shit.
The
But, yeah.
the one YSL show I went to had rain coming from it. They had this big setup that was like a runway right in front of the Eiffel Tower, and then
Mhm.
it was just this big light setup that was like 360, and this like stone to walk on for all the models, and it was like raining as it was going on. I don't even know where the water was coming from. And like it could have been like shooting from the floors or shooting from the
Yeah.
like where the lighting setup was. But it was just such like an incredible show. Being able to
Yeah.
like see all the different ways that they're able to like just put on shows in general is just kind of crazy. The budget behind it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's
Like
like
some Rick
million.
Owen shows I've been to.
Oh,
Are insane.
dude, I want to see a Rick show so bad. That's like my dream in fashion. Is
Yeah.
just to attend a Rick show.
Yeah, I used to think of them as like short concerts. They're almost like a concert experience. Like
Uh-huh.
it's a full theatrical thing with music and everything.
I focus so hard when I watch the shows, because I really want to understand like their thought and intent with everything, and
Mhm.
like all the things that they're trying, because it is such a like a theatrical thing. I think like fashion, music, like movies, all this stuff. There's theatrics. There's a start to finish. There's a middle part. You know, there's a part where they switch things up, and
Mhm.
like sometimes it's with the song, sometimes it's with like what the stage setup is. Like, and dude, it's the same thing with a concert. Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
Do you like Paris or Milan better?
Paris.
Yeah.
Paris for sure, because more restaurants, more
Mhm.
more things to choose from.
Yeah.
So my favorite shopping boutiques are in Paris. I have some friends in Paris. I don't have too many friends in Milan, but it's always good to go to Milan. But like when Paris Fashion Week's going on, I think a lot more people are there.
Mhm.
But I don't know, because I've only been to Milan Fashion Week twice, and I've been to like Paris like 7 or 8 times. So it's
Have
kind
you
of
seen a Prada show?
I haven't seen a Prada show, no. Yeah,
Pretty awesome.
I went to a Dolce Gabbana show when I was 17, and then I went to a Hugo Boss show 1 or 2 years ago
Mhm.
in Milan, and those are both really cool. And like the nightlife's like okay there, but it's definitely better in Paris.
What's the best show that you've ever seen?
The best show I saw was I would say the Dior show, where they came up from the ground.
Mhm.
So they just had like this big like floor that was all white lights, and then there was ones with like little like black outlines of where the squares were.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I have a feeling those are going to drop and people are going to come up. And right as it started, like everyone just lifted from the floor, and I thought they were going to come out all like one by one, but like they all came up at the same time, and I was like, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Those like full reveals at the end are pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, but, like I don't know, nothing's been able to top like the Dior stage setups.
Yeah.
And like that clothes from that collection was just really, really good.
So you have a new EP coming out called Love Bites.
Yes, sir. So I've got CP coming out. I've been waiting for it to come out for a while, so we've been in like deep preparation these last like 6 months, and it's finally here. It's coming out on my birthday, which is something that's really exciting for me. And Love Bites is like my favorite song. I think it captures the EP in a really great way, and shows a different side of me people aren't really like ready for, I don't think, and it's a lot more intense and a big switch up, and it's very vulgar and it's powerful, and I don't know, man. Like I think it's from what I've made before, which is great music for live music, but I feel like this song, not only will it go crazy in a club, but it will go crazier live than I think like some of my other stuff. It's like purely electronic with a very simple straight beat the whole time. It's taking references from disco, EDM, pop music, rock music, like old 80s disco, just like warping it all together into one song. And so I was like, this song's nuts. Like I can't see any of the other songs I've made in the last year like without thinking like this is the craziest one. And not only that, but it was the concept of it was the start of the journey with my new relationship, and that's the story I'm telling throughout the EP is just kind of like the very beginning of this new love for me and being able to write love songs. I feel like my last album I wrote and reflected on like how like teenage heartbreak is from top to bottom, like what a relationship is to me or what it's been to me and how it goes and how it ends up. And there's a lot of heartbreak in there, and there wasn't as much love as I'd like to like show for myself, because I'm a very much relationship guy. Like I love relationships. I love being in one. I love everything about the person I'm with. I love writing about her, being with her, and just like taking on life together. I think it's such a sweet thing, and I haven't been able to write about it as much. And so I realized that and was like, I need to write about this love because I have so much love for her, and I like need to,
What's her name?
write about it. Her name's Kiara.
Kiara.
Yeah. And she's just the love of my life, dude. I love her so much. She's so beautiful. She's from Manhattan Beach. And she's just the coolest girl ever. She's gone
That's
out.
awesome.
She's lived her life. She's a great model. She's a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom, and has always like kept my head held high and kept me in the right direction. And
How long
just
have you guys been together?
we've been together for about a year, a few months now. So it's still pretty fresh, but at the same time, like it was a
Yeah.
long time for someone my
Yeah.
age, But so many years to come.
What part of town do you live in?
I live in West Hollywood.
Cool.
Nah, I've been there for a little bit now, but I love it because I'm right by the studio I work in. I'm right by my girlfriend's agency, and just like so many things. We're just in a really prime spot.
What studio do you use?
I go to this studio called Facet Studio. That's Justin Tranter's studio, and it's like 2 minutes from my place. And he's just a music powerhouse.
He is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so being able to work in that studio, like not only do you get to work with like the people you already get to work with, but you get to meet some like really incredible people in that studio as well.
Is there more than one studio in that
There's A and B studio.
A and B? Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's awesome. Do you have a working studio at your house as well, or?
I have the materials. I'm just I haven't set them up.
Yeah.
I have my mic. I got my computer. I got a PC. Like I could do the whole thing. It's just I would need to get a producer to the house, to like
Yeah.
help me out. But I'm in the studio a few times a week anyway, and it's
Yeah.
nice to like be in my homie's studio. No, they know how to use everything. I don't know how to use any of my shit. So like it would take like a day or two of like me and my friends just going at it in my house to like really figure it out, but I still haven't like taken that chance yet, and I need to.
Is there like any like wish list, like if I could get this guitar player to play a track or like a feature or when
Slash.
Slash. Yeah.
Slash.
Yeah.
One, he was my Guitar Hero player. It was the first Wii game I ever played. Two, his last name's Hudson.
That's
And
right. Yeah.
so that would be just perfect. And yeah, no, me and my dad, the first rock star my dad ever explained to me was Slash.
Yeah.
And he explained to me why he had his top hat and why that was his thing, and the glasses, and how he was just the coolest rock star. And yeah, no, when I was a kid, my dad didn't explain to me any other rock star. Like that was the one person that he was like, this guy's the shit. And so ever since then, I was just like, dude, that's the guy right there. Like Slash is a man. And so I've like done a deep dive on like the shit that he's done.
Have you met him yet?
No, but I've DM'd him on Instagram. I'm like, hey man, like, do you want to make a song?
Did he respond?
No, I'm pretty sure he doesn't even run his Instagram. But you know, Slash, if you're watching this, big fan. Also a Hudson, so can't say no. It's written. It's written. It's engraved.
Yeah. Tell me about your new music video.
Oh man, so we made the music video. Like I said, like the song was written around the concept of the night that me and my girlfriend first met, and we met on Halloween. But we didn't obviously like for the music video go and like play Halloween dress up
Right,
because that's
sure.
like stupid. And what I was wearing was I was wearing a Beetlejuice outfit, and when I met her, and so we couldn't do that. First off, I couldn't do that again. But also when I first met her, and I was like realizing that I was trying to like hit on her, that I realized I was wearing a Beetlejuice costume, and I had the green hair, and I had my face painted white, and I had purple eyes and green moss all over my face, and I was like, oh, I look stupid. And my girlfriend looked so cute, so I was like, now I feel pathetic. and like, so you could tell it started from a very real place because we had like a real connection from the jump. And that was like our first time being like formally introduced, and we had met at my party on the 4th of July, but we'd only talked for like 10 minutes. I was being a geek. I was just showing her my room and my snakes and stuff like that, and she's like, oh, that's cool. And then like right after that, I couldn't find her again after the party, and I was like, fuck, dude, I need to talk to this girl, and like I need to know what she's all about. And so I saw her again on Halloween, and I was like, fuck, I look like Beetlejuice. Am I still gonna do this? Yeah, I am. And so I went full sent it, and yeah, we just clicked right off the bat. But going back to the music video, it's about the first night that we met. So we started it in a club room. So we met in a club. We started in a club, and then we're there with all of our friends. So we had her friends come to the music video. We had my friends come to the music video. It turned out really great. And then after we left the club, we had this like whole rendezvous where we ran around Chinatown and downtown LA, and just got some really beautiful colors and all the neon lights at night of us just like running around having fun. And it looks so perfect. And then we have this apartment that we rented out, and we shot like the nighttime shots, and I'm like playing guitar and we're dancing together, and like it's super cute and fun. And then we just like lay down in bed and just start making out and stuff. So and then we have like the morning after shots that are us just like waking up in the morning, and the first thing I do is I just start off my day, and I get up and I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go, like, and I put on my full outfit and I run and I grab coffee, and then I come back from coffee, and then we just like smoke a cigarette and laugh, and it's really cute and grungy. It's got this really sick just vibe of what LA is, and the outfits are really sick. And like,
Who directed it?
my friend Phil Chester, who shot me and Kiara's first like editorial magazine together, and we were just like, this turned out really sick. Would you be down to pitch us an idea to direct for this music video? Because he did such a great job on the photo shoot. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. And we had a few people pitch ideas, and we really liked his the best. So we went through with him, and we shot his first music video. So that was the first time he had been a director and done a music video, and it's so incredible.
That's great to give him that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, because we really wanted to recreate that night, and we wanted it to be everything that night was. And I think that he understood what I was saying the most and really put a lot of effort into it. Like when we went and did like the meeting for it, he had like 8 locations picked out, which was like, these are all the ideas I have for shooting X, Y, and Z. I'm like, this is incredible. I don't even know how you did this in like a week's time. Just like put it all together, and it's really like cool to just see like how much effort he put into it. And then we went and shot it, and he was just super on it. So it's cool to like see, you know, how he could make his first opportunity as like a music video director, and he just fucking crushed it. It was nice. It's a nice feeling, you know.
That's awesome. So back to the formative sort of things. You were on TikTok before it was called TikTok, right?
Fucking Musically, dude. I was there. I was there when I was 14, dude. I have way too much shit online. That's honestly why like I'm so scared to be like so public anymore, is because I used to post every day of my life. Like I would post like 4 videos a day, and so now my internet track record's just like so many things that I think are just so cringe, so horrible. Like just stuff that I can't even watch. Like I watch a second of it and I want to scream and like turn my TV off. You know, they have like full blown compilations of like old videos that I made, and I can't watch it. People, there's accounts on TikTok dedicated to just reposting old videos that I've done, and like some of them get like really crazy amounts of views, and I get so embarrassed. I'm like, dude, guys, can we forget this?
Like, do people, when you're out traveling the world, do people recognize you from
Absolutely,
TikTok?
yeah. So I've been so many different places in the world, and yeah, most people have known me from TikTok, music, however they know me, you know. And
you act as well, right?
I did one acting job, but I'd really like to.
Is it something you do more of?
I'd absolutely do more of it if there come like a right opportunity. I think acting is just another one of the arts, and like I feel like I've acted when I do music videos. It feels like I'm acting without the words, you know?
Right.
And it's all about expressions and feeling things, and like as an artist, you feel so much like intensity with your feelings anyway, and like having to write them down and having to like, you know, a lot of artists are just emotionally unavailable and like just feel things super intensely, and like going into acting is just something that's like a perfect thing for a musician, you know, like they go hand in hand. But I did my first gig when I did MGK's Tickets to My Downfalls movie. And they were really like happy with how it turned out. I just took a few acting classes before and kind of went over the script, and there was maybe like 30 lines in the script. And then when we got there, it went from 30 lines to like 150 lines, and they just kept adding things. And just like, I was like, fuck it. Yeah, like let's keep going. Let's keep rolling. And they made it such a sick movie. Like,
did Mod Sun direct that?
It was Mod Sun and MGK, yeah. Both of them. They like, they're great directors. And like, they made me feel comfortable, you know. They made me feel good about each shot. They would tell me how they felt about each shot, you know. And like whatever that they were feeling, they would tell me like, hey, if you, that was awesome. I really loved what you did with here. If anything, they'll give you like a mental note, like, hey, when this line comes around, just say it a little more this way, and a little more angry, or a little bit more, you know, and just by like giving like helpful notes, but also being very nice about it, they helped me like tap into a side of me I didn't know I had. And I mean,
that's important to have somebody like,
you know, just making sure that you're comfortable. And so I'm curious to see what other like acting opportunities will be like, just because like we shot that in like 5 days. Like, I couldn't imagine like being there for 6 months and like making everything perfect. I bet I would kill something if we had a lot of time to do it. Because
Mm-hmm.
if we did something that incredible in 5 days, I couldn't imagine what 6 months would look like. It would be
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. So I feel like there's a world where I get into acting, just because I love all of the arts. Like I've always been passionate about music, modeling, and acting. Like I've always been a fan of all three, and I think they all go in hand in hand.
Well, it's awesome that you're making all your dreams come true, man.
Like a Disney princess, man.
So you're about to have a launch party for the
hmm
new EP.
We're doing a big launch party. It's gonna be a birthday and release party. We have all my friends there, all of the people I'm friends with in music, and just like through social media, and just like my family's gonna be there. Everyone's gonna be there.
That's amazing. Should be
it's gonna be a
fun.
blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You're doing it no vacancy,
no
right?
vacancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're having both the top and the bottom of no vacancy rented out, and we're gonna. One thing that's cool about it is that I did my first concert there, and that was when I had just a few songs out. So I had like a 15-minute set, but it was like a free set, just like everyone come down, like come listen to me live, and we packed out the room. So it holds an importance to me, and being able to like go back there and like celebrate my birthday and my first EP, like it feels really nice for me to be able to get back out there.
Did you go to Palaye Royale's party that they had there? They did like
mm-mm.
I think like a record release party or something. And they played.
Oh really?
Like you know how they have like bands play on. Did you play on that porch?
I played on the
area?
porch.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really interesting that they played in the same place. It's a cool little spot for
Yeah.
sure.
I did an event there. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the vibe there is just cool. It's got like an old Hollywood kind of vibe to it,
Yeah.
and it's fun.
You've got that crazy woman where you walk through the room.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of crazy shit going on at this party.
Mhm.
You know, we're gonna make sure it's a full event and a lot of things going on, and yeah, it kind of reminds me of what I did for my All the Things I Hate About You party. I had like fire breathers and contortionists and shit like that. Just make
Mhm.
it a whole circus, dude. That's how I like it.
Did that's been your biggest video so far, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's been my biggest song so far,
Yeah.
and
That's cool.
that was such a moment in time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I want to thank you for coming down. I want to
no
say
problem.
happy early birthday.
Thank you.
And I guess everybody should check out the new record. And
Yeah, no, they should. You guys should check out Love Bites on May 15th. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a fucking record. I can't wait.
awesome. Thanks, man.
Thanks, everybody.